Welcome to the vlog, welcome to No Boring Days. My name is Carlo and these are 9 habits that changed my cycling life. This is 9. My first habit, and honestly it could have been a video all by itself, is my startup routine when I have a cycling day. So, here it is. I prepare my clothes the night before, that way I don't need to think about what to wear when I wake up, and I don't wake up the wife when I'm rummaging through the closet. I wake up early. I will talk more about waking up early. I take a poop every morning, because you know, cycling with a weird stomach is... And then I say good morning to my ride partners on that day. That's kind of important because it just lets them know that you are awake and that you will make it to the meetup spot. And there's no back and forth while waiting. If you don't text good morning, they just automatically assume that you didn't wake up and they're just gonna go on their ride. So it helps everybody. I prepare the food for my bike ride, I pump up my bike tires, and then I go. That is my startup routine whenever I have a bike ride. So that's my first habit. My second habit is, like I said, waking up early. Now, the key to waking up early for me is I need to just get up as soon as my alarm rings. So as soon as I hear my alarm ring, I don't press snooze, I don't roll around in bed, I just get up. I feel like getting up is the hardest part of going on a bike ride. All you need to do is just get up from bed and then you can get ready to bike and then you're ready to go. No! Ah! So that also means I try to sleep early, and then I try to wake up early even if there is no bike ride scheduled on that day. Routine just helps a lot. And then the third habit I have is that before I go on a bike ride, I make sure to send a beacon to my wife. It's basically a link that she can track me with when I'm on a bike ride. A lot of my bike rides, I am solo, I am by myself. And it just gives her peace of mind. And when she has peace of mind, she will let me go on bike rides a lot more. Shout out, I Love My Wife Cycling Club. Cool, they're a very fun little Facebook page. Another habit that I have when I go cycling, and this is a habit that I got when I would bike using a fixed gear, is that generally speaking, I almost never stop pedaling. Of course, I stop pedaling if I'm going on a really fast downhill. But when we're on a ride, I try to pedal as much as possible. It's just getting my legs used to that motion, and it was very helpful early on in my cycling journeys. This next habit is a fun one because I think a lot of people, they start cycling as a means to lose weight. And I dabbled with like not really eating that much while cycling, and it made me suffer. It really did. Sometimes I'd get through the bike ride and then in the afternoon I'd have a headache because I just didn't eat enough. So I made it a habit to always eat, and eat a lot during bike rides. So when I do my startup routine, when I go out on a bike ride, I make sure to eat some food. And then also while on the ride, I try to make sure that I always have food with me. I usually eat a snack or something every 30 minutes, and I usually have a carbohydrate drink with me. That allows me to not worry too much about my food, and generally speaking, I get to eat close to 90 grams per hour, which is the recommended eating dosage for bike rides, according to Google. And then after the ride, I always make it a habit to clean my bike. Okay, admittedly, this does not happen always after I go on a bike ride. Some rides are more tiring than others. These are so gross. When I do have energy to clean, I make sure to clean the bike. I saw this somewhere on social media. Somebody put there that his ride is not done unless he cleans the bike. And for the most part, I try to make sure to clean my bike after a ride, especially if it gets really grimy, like the chain gets really grimy. It depends also. Like sometimes the bike is not that dirty. It's a little dirty. If it's just a little dirty, I don't clean. This 7th habit that I have, I started doing this pretty much as soon as I started cycling, I almost always record my ride data during the ride. Like I always have like my phone on in Strava or a bike computer or a bike watch. I always make sure to record ride data. During the ride, I try not to look at data as much as possible. Because I feel like when you are in the middle of the ride and then you're just staring at speed or distance or elevation, it takes away from the enjoyment of the actual ride. But after the ride, I do like looking at the data that was recorded because I get a sense of accomplishment when I see what I've done, especially if it is a big long ride with big numbers. I personally like seeing that. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel accomplished. My 8th habit is that I try to almost always be on time at the meetup spot. I do my best. I don't always get to do it, but I do my best to try to always be on time. Here in the Philippines, most people bike really early in the morning, and it is not unusual for me to have meetup spots at 5:45 a.m. in the morning. And it kind of sucks when you're at a meetup spot and you're meeting up with your friends and you're just waiting for somebody who woke up late. So I try not to do that to other people. The way I'm not late is that I know how long it takes me to get ready. So from the moment I wake up, I give myself about 30 minutes to do everything that I need to do, my startup routine that I shared in this video. Takes me about 30 minutes. And then I try to compute how long it's gonna take me to bike from my house to wherever the meetup spot is. And then I work my way backwards, and that is the time that I put in my alarm clock. So that's what I've been doing. That's like a little habit that I have been doing. And so far, I think my ride partners will tell you that generally speaking, I am not late. So I'm pretty happy about that. And the last habit that I have during bike rides, and I think this might be one of the more important habits that I have personally, I do my best to limit my phone time during the rides. Now, as anybody who lives in the 21st century knows, we are always on our screens, and the bike is one of the rare places where you don't need to look at your phone. Now, I do keep it handy. Sometimes there are emergencies. Sometimes my wife will text me that I need to buy vegetables on the way home. And if your wife tells you to buy vegetables on the way home, you better buy vegetables on the way home. Aside from that, I try not to look at my phone as much as possible. I'll glance at it every now and then, but generally speaking, I avoid looking at my phone during rides. I think it makes the rides more enjoyable. Okay, these small habits changed my cycling life. Hopefully, they can apply to you also. Hopefully, this video helps you. What cycling habits do you have? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. I'm always looking for ways to improve my life in general. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. No boring days. Please subscribe.